the set. Tape is rolling. We're going live in about 30 seconds.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia, and no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own branded news right here inside Shrouded Avatar 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, September 12th. 2017 here inside Shrouded Avatar, and of course the hurricane cleanup has already begun all over the place. We're pretty much back to normal over here, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah, and Wind, actually, who is also another one of our Florida residents.
I've spoken to Wind, and
she had some minor damage, and she's waiting for an insurance adjuster to come out, and she's back to having power. And it's my understanding she actually did her radio show during the hurricane.
Oh, well, we were up and running.
Yeah.
I don't know why she wouldn't have been.
No. She did her radio show, T for
we
Two.
Had power. I'm always live here, in the studio. We're running right out of the house here. It's not like I'm letting something run out in the way. I have full control right here. If you want to listen to something throughout the day, don't forget you can send me an email, Laz at NBNN. Laz at WRFB.
.rocks.
Hit me up in .rocks. Yeah, hit me up in game. I'm always in game. You want to hear something? Or you can go out to the WRFB Radio Free Britannia website and use the request link up there. There's a button that says request, and you can browse the catalog, see what's in the library, and pick your own tunes. You can do several an hour throughout the day. A lot of people don't realize that. If you don't like what you're listening to on the radio and you haven't heard from a DJ in a while, go to the request area and start picking your own tunes. That's all.
I'd like to listen to some Manowar. Yep. Because I
is there
love
any Manowar in there? There should be.
Used to be. Yeah. We need some Manowar. Let's go with Hail and Kill, followed by Pleasure Slave. Now, I've sent Laz on the wild goose chase for a little bit, so Laz will be back eventually.
I'll be back in a little while.
While he figures out how to search his own database, yes.
Well, I had the alternative keyboard on, but no, there's no Manowar in there.
Not anymore.
I have to get that back in there.
Yeah, because everybody loves 80s cheese metal.
Fighting the world. I love it.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Fighting the world so we can
The struggle is real.
Yeah, so while we do have... we do need to remember that if you were affected by the hurricanes, don't forget there are tons of resources out there to help you out. Red Cross. If you're in Texas, everybody's favorite grocery store chain, H-E-B. Out in Florida, you have Publix, who made some hurricane cakes. I mean,
oh man, I tell you what, Publix is the bomb down here. I mean, if you haven't, see, Publix to us is the equivalent of like a Buc-ee's to you, except without the gas and all the tchotchkes. Yeah, you can get anything you want grocery wise from those folks, and I'll tell you what, if they ain't got it, they order it for you. Hell, they'll even shop for you.
Oh, so will HEB, but HEB actually sends huge convoys down to affected areas. So
nice.
You have to love the Texas grocery store chain HEB.
List you're a trip.
Yeah. Wait, what did I miss? You
didn't miss anything. It's just hang on 1 second. And,
yeah.
We'll get you taken care of. How about that?
See, I think List messaged you directly, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
you might say that.
Which means I need to go.
He may have even given me a little mana war.
What? To play? Sweet. Which song? As soon as you start playing, I'll probably know which one it is.
Well, you'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
That's mana war.
I love this shit, I tell you. Not only do we be able to throw it on the radio, we got it in ABC in the games. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love working with List. List is really digging the music system, and now that I can actually hear audio.
And he actually enjoys a wide variety of music.
Oh, absolutely.
And so he tags a lot of different things. He also has done some work with Shroud. He's done work with you. He's done work with Guardian Spiff. I mean, he is loving the sound system. Even though List is one of the world builders, it's like, yay, you got to love variety. Because variety
in his off time when he's hanging around, he's playing with the music system, and I'm sure he's passing that on to the boys and girls in the offices who play with that. Hey, Blood Omen, how are you? Blood Omen showing up, damn traitor. Going hanging out with those wolves.
Yep. He's still not wearing the Clan of the Wolf tag yet over its head, but maybe.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe he's hiding it too. You never know.
Maybe. That's a possibility as well. So we do have stand-up corner from yesterday.
We have stand-ups. We have all sorts of interesting stuff.
Yeah. We do not have an update from Chris as of yet. But stand-up corner has some good stuff in it. So are you ready? Good stuff. Yeah. Don't forget stand-up corners where the devs say, hey, I worked on this yesterday. I'm working on this today. Something random eventually gets written down, and we get to interpret what they're talking about. So this is yesterday's stand-up corner where Bob the Builder.
Cult of Bob.
He said he was working on prison cells. He's got to make sure that the chains are nice and rusty, that it's nice and dark in there, you can't see anything, and the real question, when are the giant rats coming? It's not a prison cell.
Snakes.
If you can't, I know, we need all of those.
You need regular rats as well. It's not just
absolutely. I mean,
you need little ones and big ones. Let's not be prejudiced here. We need all sorts of rats.
and not just the you kind. You dirty rat.
Fish. That's right. We got Winfield in the room today.
Yes. Don't forget, you can always join us in Discord. Just go to discord.me/NBNN, or if that's too hard, you can go to the NBNN.info website, click on the Discord button to join us, or use that NBNN app to join us in Discord. And you're welcome to talk and say hi and do whatever. I mean, you don't have to just sit there and be quiet like Mom is.
Well, Mom chimes in when we strike a chord that hits home, or
we say hi, Mom.
Yeah, hi, Mom. Yeah, she chimes in.
I'm here.
Yeah, so we do have a few people joining us today. Most of them have their microphones muted. They're being way too nice. Omen and Crow just joined us. Hi, Omen.
Hey,
Omen.
Jack, what's up?
Not much. Damon was working on some new visual effects
Well,
for Celestial Blessing and the Moon Skills visual effects and the Release 46 task review. Fletch
lives.
working on the bugs
Bug.
and equipment. Where's the almighty Gix Vargach? Matt. He's trying to animate the pillory.
The pillory.
So what he's trying to do,
I like
he's
the
trying to
next
make
one.
sure that when the stocks open and close, that you're putting the right head inside of it.
Things that make you go,
Yes. You have to make sure that you get the head and the hands in the pillory. And then the broom pet.
The broom pet.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, we're really looking forward to this one. Any updates for us on that?
And are you going to be able to ride the broom? Mom
But-
wants to know.
I want to know if the broom is going to do the dance. I mean, is that going to be included with the / dance? Yeah.
Wait, are you referring to...
Pet dances, yeah.
well, I'm referring to the dance from... what was that?
Fantasia.
Fantasia,
Yeah.
Too.
Fantasia. Yeah. I wanted to say Mickey Mouse.
Is it
but
going to carry water and water
The
my plants?
Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's right.
Yeah, Sorcerer's Apprentice, yes. Is that going to be happening? And also, are you going to be able to ride your broom? I'm just asking for Mom here. I don't know why.
Well,
I
don't
just
know.
want to know if I just want to know if it's going to water my garden.
Ah, cool.
That too.
Gig says it will most definitely dance, yes, and definitely looking at the Sorcerer's Apprentice for reference.
Okay, yes.
Will not
And-
carry water, can't ride it
And,
yet.
well, someone's going to be able to find a way to ride it. It's just not... It won't
Yeah,
move
just
very
how.
far.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
nah,
it
that
possibly
would be cool. That
can
would be
can
very
get added
cool.
to mounts in episode 2. That would be pretty damn awesome. Everybody riding brooms. Then also wrapping up the art department, we do have Reed working on the Oracle Eye Throne and the Oracle Eye Mirror. Remember that was some of the Oracle Eye Throne.
Pledge
it's gonna
rewards for the last telethon.
Yes, and
Now,
then
can anybody give us any updates on the flame stuff that we're supposed to be getting?
well, I mean, release 46. Yeah, you know they've been working on flame stuff
I
for a
know,
while.
I know.
I know.
I'm asking for a certain nitpick. You know who it is.
Are you Nick looking to sell your stuff on Shroud Marketplace? Is that what it is?
No, I've had somebody bugging me. You know, when are they putting it in? When are they putting it in?
Yeah, when they get to it. So that takes us to design, where Beezus,
The bees.
he's prefabbing Laz's bedroom, aka the prison, because we don't
The
let him off the
prison
lot.
cell. That's right.
And
GM
the furniture
jailbird.
the furniture prefabs and loot data.
Loot data.
Yeah, Seawolf.
Sea wolf.
He's looking for the snail trails out in the South Longfall wetlands. World building and spawning. And the crags planning. See, my mind's so dirty that this
Yeah.
just rolled right off the
Why
tongue.
don't you save that for Friday's episode because you're gonna need it.
What? Are you sure about that?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you've heard
yeah,
the
not
random
that-
stuff that came
not-
out of my
not
mouth
that
that day.
not that I doubt Friday's show is gonna be just another spectacular one for the books. You know, best show ever. Just like every day's is. You know, I like to take a lead from the guys down at the office. Hey, how was this release? Hey, best release ever. That's right. Best
That's
release
right.
to date.
Yeah.
But that's right. If
Damien.
you guys don't know what's going on Friday, I'm not going to tell you right now. You'll figure it out, but you'll
Tune in
hear
on
references.
Friday.
Tune in on Friday. You're not going to want to miss this. That's right.
Whereas
Actually,
Damien,
Damien, it's
He's
tough
working on
like a
Highvale
pirate
outskirts.
day, and if you missed it last year, you
Oh.
don't want to miss it this year.
did you throw it back in the loop on the?
I have
NBNN
not
channel?
yet. I have not.
Okay, so Damien's working on Highvale outskirts. Dan the man,
Dan the man, Brennan.
he's spawning the crooked shank
He's got a little problem down there.
and the cracks, and I had to sneeze. Thankfully, this time when I hit mute on the microphone, it actually muted.
Actually muted.
Yeah, otherwise y'all would have
You
gotten
didn't
full sneeze.
sneeze all over the microphone, you know.
And I don't know why Justin is texting me gross. I have no clue.
Well, you said one of them key
I-
words, you know.
I know exactly what I said.
I'm sure I know
Yeah.
exactly why she's texting you.
Yeah. Stanio working on the Virtue Quest and the Quest dialogue updates, and Crooked Shank. Lum the Mad
Lum the Mad.
working on the localization system updates and the Oracle item updates, and Malice.
Malice.
Whereas Sorcerer Steve, hey, we take our Devil Cult, we take our lessons from Jay and Silent Bob.
That's right.
Yeah, yep. Just watching everybody go by.
Smoking blunts, smoking,
Yeah.
drinking
You know,
beers.
sometimes us old folks just need our Geritol. It's okay.
Hey, you know, we're not prejudiced around here. We treat everybody equally. We pick on everybody and everything, and of course, you know, the humor is not for everybody.
We don't care. Man. And Julian, we did talk a little bit about the people that were banned yesterday, and we did have. We will come back to that since you do have questions about that. Sorcerer Steve working on the North Shattered Hills spawning and Southeast Blackblade Mountains. The Energy Vortex. List Rostov is trying to spawn the North Blackblade Mountains. Over in tech, Bobby
Little Bob Thompson.
working on the map load time profiling metrics, whereas Eric is working on bugs
Bug.
and what the tree creature is going to do as far as behaviors go. See, I think it's going to like. What? Why are you laughing?
I got a text from Justin as well.
Have anything to do with snails?
No, absolutely nothing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Did it have something to do with the wood?
No.
I mean, what's the wood tree creature going to do?
I don't know, but the wood tree
Is it gonna
creature
give you
is
the wood?
fully boned. I know this.
Yeah, it's been fully boned, and I think
Fully
it's prepared
boned.
to give you the. I think it's prepared to give you the wood.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say,
Hope-
how can I twist that one? The tree creature.
Hopefully you don't
wants
get a
to give
splinter.
you the bone tree creature wants to give you the wood.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Nice and firm.
It's a hardwood, or is it a softwood?
No, we were commenting earlier that you didn't see any tags on our friend Blood Omen. He's been patiently waiting for a certain wolf to get back home to indoctrinate him, and he's been a patient boy. That's all.
He needs to receive his the proper chastisement.
He needs the proper
spankings.
indoctrination. That's right.
Or a lot of begging. That
Thank
sometimes
you,
works too.
sir.
That-
May I
that too.
have another?
Yes.
Pledge pin.
Oh,
You're not allowed to wear a pledge pin.
excellent. Oh, sweet. And List gave me battle hymn inside of
Yes, by all
Discord.
means, ask
Sweet.
questions in
Sweet.
Discord. If
Yeah.
you've got voice, just chime on
Talk.
in and say, hey, and if you're being a dick, we'll mute you. Don't worry about that. But no. Yes,
Okay,
golden
well-
rule around here is don't be a dick. Always ask questions.
All right. Well, I got a quick question for anybody that might know. Apparently, the other day it was mentioned inside of the during the telethon that they were going to nerf death magic in the monkey room again. Anybody know anything about that?
That we don't know if that's happened yet. And since there hasn't been any kind of updates related to
I would
death
expect
magic as
most
of
of
yet,
that to come out in this upcoming release, but basically what Chris said was that death magic will not affect the mechanical monkeys or the mechanical cats. So since they are not actually living creatures, death magic will no longer affect them, is basically what he's saying. So yes, nerf.
Okay, real quick, which makes perfect sense. But are they
Absolutely.
going to allow magic to affect boss mobs? Because right now there's like 1 or 2 boss mobs that magic will actually affect.
Well, that again depends. I mean, we know dragons are practically immune to just about everything. Of course, the big leeches in those leech mobs are immune to, of course, death magic, and the fire stuff immune to fire. But a lot of that's still being polished right now. That's what they're going through. My belief is that's really what they're digging into. Not more of a polish visually, but more of a polish on the background of how the balance in combat is, how that affects. We still complain about the attunements. The attunements, how they work, certain gear not given proper buffs.
That's not the only thing we complain about.
But there's a laundry list of things that still really need a lot of polish. And but as Chris said, he's going to be giving it a nice pass this release. And let's see, when should we see previews? About next Wednesday, I'm hoping. Next Wednesday, Thursday.
Next Wednesday, we might start seeing the early QA notes, and from there we can start experimenting. But yeah, as they go through and they change how things are different, how different magic affect different mobs. Maybe they'll also include, okay, this mob is, since it's mechanical, is much more susceptible to water magic, and give you a bonus for doing that. Like, if it's immune to fire, it's like water magic's going to do more damage.
Not
and
for nothing, but when they put in teleporting mages, and it doesn't look like the mages have to stop and teleports, like we have to.
You mean the random
spell.
blinks?
The random blink that just they don't have to cast nothing. They just magically blink. Well, I would like to be able to do that without having to. Yeah.
Not just that, the fact that their heals are so much better than ours, and they never run out of
they never run out of focus. Yeah,
focus,
that's right. Mana.
Yeah.
I know. I still want to call it mana.
Sorry, that was going to be my next question: is if they were going to eventually come through and polish the other mobs, because my fear for this game is, and I've been at this since they first released the. I don't have a lot of money wrapped up, but I bought the starter pack when it first came available on Steam when I first learned about it.
Yeah,
but if they're going to polish it and not turn everybody into archers and warriors,
or taunt is terrible.
One of my biggest complaints, and I believe Jack's on board, is that they still push people down the same path in the initial intro. And especially for the noobs, down the path of love, which is the toughest path to complete right now, and it is the path of the archer. In that intro, I haven't done the intro in a while, so if it's changed a bit, anybody please update me. But I think they ask you like 5 times, "Are you sure you want to change?" Because they seem to want to really nudge you down that, and. Anybody who knows and has been out there with an established archer knows that archery is way OP right now. So,
and that is something that as they go through and they revamp the combat system, you end up with
I can watch a single
changes.
guy with a bow and arrow take down a dragon. I got to question that.
Well, yeah. Then you look at somebody that's invested 1,000 points into 8 schools of magic, you can't even do 100 points to a dragon. It doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
well,
to me.
see, again, there's one of my conundrums. While we, have an open class system, and you can do anything you want, specialization was one of those things that they, say you should specialize. But right now, I haven't seen or heard of anybody who is doing well with the specialization. Yeah. You got to learn 4 and 5 trees of magic. You got to learn 2 and 3 trees of combat. And I'm a sword and fire type of guy. I always have been. I always like to play with magic and blow things up. So, I always played with explosives and fireworks as a kid. One of those guys. So, I don't want to have to learn air and moon and other. I want to be able to burn the shit out of something because I'm specializing. And I know that, now with some of the adjustments, I'm taking a liking to the new combat with the heat system. It's a lot better for somebody like myself because I do a lot of it with the mouse. I can't physically do, keep an eye on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, F1, F2. No, I can't do that. I'm worried about WSAD. Okay, that's the extent of what I can do, and possibly tab. I can't tell you how many times I hit X by accident and changed my armor in the middle of a fight to kill myself. I should just change that hotkey. But yeah.
Like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm just asking the questions
that
a lot of people are. Like in my guild are talking about right now.
Yeah, they are going to be revamping that significantly, and they're going to try to do several different balance passes before we actually get to release. The thing is, as they're working on other game systems, combat gets kind of pushed to the side temporarily.
And I'm not as worried about them balancing it out for PvP, because I think kind of the multi-faceted way that we can create our tunes creates a huge amount of pluses and minuses for PvP. But like already as a death mage, there's like a third of the mobs that I can't even touch, and I accept that when I specialize to death.
Yeah. Well. One of those things
was... 1/3 of the mob plus 90% of the bosses.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I started going that way. I was going Necro. I was doing Death and Fire, and now I've decided that the Death just doesn't balance right yet for me. I mean, I've got all sorts of great Necro equipment. I've got, I had my attunement up in the sky. I mean, I had, all this stuff, and I walk into the undead, and the undead treat me like I'm the redheaded stepchild. They should be bowing down to me when I walk into a freaking room.
That just means that they need to include a skill similar to a charm spell if you are really advanced within that school. So if you're a necro mage, then you would actually have a charm undead spell in that tree that would affect those undead to where they become friendly temporarily.
Yeah, Casca. Tab is expecting too much after WSAD from me. I'm too old. Yeah, I dig it, man. I'm not as versatile. I'm not as dexterous. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Dexterous?
I don't have the dexterity I used to have. That's right. Hand-eye coordination is not as fast nor as good as it used to be. Amen to that.
Yeah. Oh, and I have one other question, then I'll be quiet.
By all means.
It's okay.
So I work for myself, and I build medieval combat functional reproduction armor.
Yes.
And I was curious if anybody would know, because I really wanted to build for Snyder one of the helmets out of the game. Are there any copyright rules around that if I just build this one up for a friend?
There's none.
It's the Lord Marshal's helmet that I have half built downstairs.
Go for it.
Build it and bring it to an event. That's right. Get pictures of it, share it with the world.
Send pictures to Portalarium, and they'll love you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they do not have any copyrights related to that stuff.
Okay.
As long as you're not selling it for commercial investments or so
Commercial
you're not trying
use
to
for profit.
Yeah, commercial use for profit. They don't care.
No, it was something that I really liked the game, and I was gonna make one for Schneider, and I was gonna make one for the guys to display on their thing when they do their telethons.
And of course, if you can mass produce something like that and sell it for profit, then you need to tell them too, and just cut them in on the action and make some money doing something like that.
Absolutely.
They are not opposed to things like that. There's folks like Rild, who's got all the marketing on the shirts and stuff like that. Who's the other guy who's got the serpent necklaces?
That's Duke Gregor.
Yeah, Duke Gregor.
You have Indy Martin, who's doing the Shroud of the Avatar comic books through Tortoise and Hare Productions.
Anything along those lines, man, they're open.
Yeah.
And again, if you're using it for cosplay, you're using it just for yourself, have a ball with it.
Yeah, think of the pictures from shit. I can't remember.
Ago, but
Dragon Con.
And said the tree creature said, "Why don't you come polish this stick until you see a load of sap?"
Yeah. If you think of Dragon Con, the guy that won the costume contest where he was dressed up as one of the Obsidian Kabbalists, it was all good. Yeah.
He made that Kabbalist mask that was just right on. I mean,
so that's all good.
When you can get Lord British to play dead while you're in that costume, you're doing a good job,
Yeah. So just make sure that you don't try to sell it for profit, and you should be good. So if you try to sell it for profit, that's where you would need Portalarium's approval, and which means that you'd probably be cutting them a small check out of the proceeds.
Okay.
So moving right along, we go back to Wizard Smoke, who's so lost that he can't figure out how he's going to chase a lost squirrel. And performance meetings and equipment updates. The Deathbringer one and only is working on performance, and Pillaries Interactives. The Burning Toad.
The Burn.
Scratching the itch. That's Unity upgrades and installer updates and language detection. Hablo español?
¿Qué?
No, hablo. I speak Spanish. Not hable. Or hablas.
No comprende, señor.
¿Dónde está el baño?
Baño.
Sí.
Aquí.
Cerveza, por favor. Tassel is working on seed invest support and rewards data and a VIP. Yep. Our useless overhead group, we do have Andrea, who was working on the forums. The Dippy Bird.
The Bird.
Had a Travian meeting.
We're all going to get late.
Wrong button.
It was.
Working on the Travian meeting and performance and bot hunting. Yes. So Gorn working on the Travian meeting and finance support and web review and localization direction. Barrick working on the weekend catch-up and policy communication and reports and seed invest communication. Hutch working on the prison homes and decoration setup. The Attenwood working on sanity testing and telethon rewards and sequel writing and regression tests. Dude, I love this song. Lord British working on Back with the Team and Taco Tuesday on Monday. And playtesting.
Tuesday.
And playtesting and game direction. Chaos is working on Travian meeting and sales updates and seed invest support and patches and bugs. And I think List has taken my request for some Manowar to heart, and he's cranking it out.
Hey man, you ask and you shall receive.
I know.
Here,
Yeah. Nothing like the cheesiest.
The governor's here. Fish.
Yes. Seraphina's working on the weekly update review and customer service and QA test plans and bot support and shipping.
Customer service.
And last but not least, the Darkstar working on the post-mortem questions and Travian meeting and weekly update and leads meeting. So, a couple of times it was mentioned bot hunting and bots. Okay. Everybody, remember, we talked about this yesterday. They record everything. And what they just discovered yesterday in Chris's notes is that when he's searching for bots, he banned 20 of the most egregious offenders, and he's monitoring it closely, and so stop botting. And many of the botters were using mouse macros that actually moved their mouse cursor, and 100% of the botters that were banned were actually botting combat and loot gaining situations.
Now, I heard somebody, and again, I think we said this yesterday, it was using 110 level, adventurer level.
Yes.
To bot a skeleton. Over
just one skeleton.
And over.
Yeah. That skeleton must have been dropping some sweet loot.
I tell you.
Yeah.
But
no, it's like
going on out here.
And so they are not yet going after the people doing their let's gather water macros or let's do any of the crafting stuff yet, but that might happen in the very near future. So if you are using a program that does capture your mouse movements and repeats them, or macroing in any way,
rinse, repeat.
Don't do it.
Repeat.
Yeah, don't do it for your own sanity. Because if I'll say, if I got banned, I'd be losing an arm and a leg.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be mad.
Oh yeah, I would.
So they were botting a single skeleton over and over again?
Well, for one of the accounts that we've been told about, yeah, that's what they were doing.
Yeah, is one of the members of the community had an account he sold when he left, and apparently the person who bought it was silly enough to go ahead and do something blatantly obvious, and after he bought this wonderful account, he just lost it. So, I mean, I don't understand why you would do that, when you, but again, one of those things we do also have to tell you, if you have multiple accounts and one of your accounts is caught botting, you can say goodbye to all the accounts. That doesn't just affect one account. So, keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's good.
You're not trying to turn this into another game where it was perfectly legit, and then after about a year the game completely died out because everybody would just macro everything.
We want people to be interactive here, and again, I've seen one or two instances where I think I saw somebody doing something like that, but I've seen some very strange things in this game, so I'm hesitant to call somebody out on that, because I've done some weird things in this game, A lot of times I'll be at that crafting table. Yeah, I'll be at the crafting table and I'll craft a batch of stuff, and then I'll get called away and I'll stand at that crafting table for like 3 hours. I won't be making anything, but I'm standing there doing the actions, I've had a couple people go, "Oh, I hope, you're not macroing over there." And I'm like, dude, I wasn't even at the keyboard, let alone macroing. But gotta be careful.
You spend a lot of time sitting on the lot.
Yeah, I mean, we do spend a lot of time. I mean, heck, we've
sitting
been doing
on the
this
lot.
over 2 years now, folks. Bringing you 2 years worth of news and crazy happenings here in this game, and it's been a long, strange trip so far. It's been a wonderful trip.
Just so people know, some of the data that is captured by Portalarium includes your MAC address, your IP address, when you registered, they've got your name, email address, things like that. But since accounts are registered under different emails, you have to think that's going to come up under the same MAC address and the same IP address. So when they ban something and they ban everything associated with that IP address, then
Everything
you end
goes.
up, all of your accounts end up going, and unless you've never logged in that account. But that's really unlikely.
Now, I'm also guessing that once that happens, even if you create a new account, it's just blocked to begin with. So don't even try.
No, I don't think that they're blocking it after the fact. So, like, if your account gets banned, then you can go buy another account. And it's like, yeah.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of banning all the other IP accounts that may not have been bodied?
Well, you got to look at it from a real interesting perspective. If you want to keep paying for the game and keep getting caught botting, they're going to let you keep paying for the game. They're going to keep banning you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to hesitate to take your money if you're stupid enough to keep giving it to me. Is basically my look at that one.
Yeah. It's also a means of preventing someone from saying, "Oh, that was my kid who was botting." It's like, you know what? We're not going to engage in this because it's not our responsibility to see who's in front of the computer. Because yeah. So,
Now,
yeah.
Governor
Just don't
Winfield, are
mind.
you listening? Can you chime in there? Because you had some stuff that you brought up earlier, and I figure I'd let you announce that to everybody. I see his lights coming on, but I'm not hearing him.
Well, he's muted. That's why.
Probably on his side.
Yeah. Now he's no longer muted.
He's trying.
And he's trying, but it's not working out.
List really going at it now.
Yes.
This is Pulp Fiction.
Yes. It's
hear me
from
now?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
there
we
he
can.
is.
Just required a wire unplugged and replugged.
Yay.
Yeah, well, that sometimes happens. But, yes, you were talking about an upcoming event earlier, and I figured I'd let you tell everybody since you are attending the event.
Okay, very good. I am attending the Ultima Online 20th anniversary in near Dulles Airport, Washington, D.C., Herndon, Virginia, Fairfax area. And that is on a Friday night, or Friday during the day, the 22nd of September. Tickets are completely sold out. I had to impersonate someone else to get in. So, okay, whatever. I'll speak in a much higher voice, as the person that I'm replacing. And it's the 20th anniversary of Ultima Online. As you know, many people have been in Ultima Online for many, many years. And Richard Garriott and Star built Ultima Online at the beginning there. And Richard and Star are coming to the 20th
They are
anniversary.
attending the 20th anniversary.
They are definitely attending.
Their
And
little game has grown up.
There you go. To see what it's like after 20 years, they can, Ultima Online can almost drink alcohol. There you go.
That's right. It's almost legal to drink alcohol. Yeah. I gotta give them credit, man. 20 years later, and they're still on a $10 a month subscription fee, and still doing updates out there.
They are indeed, and they're still collecting several $10 a month from me.
Yeah, and then several other people I know. I know many people who still have multiple accounts over on Ultima Online, and gotta bless them. I'm of course got my hopes up that we'll be sitting here 20 years from now talking about how we remember those days when we were celebrating Ultima's 20th anniversary.
Absolutely. So this could be a great weekend. Richard's going to be there, Star's going to be there, and Richard, as Lord British, is going to be wedding. He's the priest of Nanoc and Phoenix of Pax Lair. Nanook and Phoenix have been in Pax Lair for the 20 years, and they're part of Pax Lair in Shroud of the Avatar, and they are legally going to be married by Richard Garriott there. And the
That's
courthouse,
right. And for those
That's going to be awesome.
and
I wish
for
I
those
could.
folks who
I
don't
wish I could
know,
attend.
that Richard is what is an ordained minister?
Yeah, he's
able to perform
ordained,
weddings.
able to do that. Of course, you still need the legal county whatever to do their thing, which Nanook and Phoenix have already done. And I am bringing the spoon along.
The
If Richard wants to
spoon's
use my
got to
big
be at
spoon.
all the events. You know
Wait,
that.
are you bringing the can of sardines along with your spoon? Are you going to try to force feed them?
I have force fed them with rubber worms. They've eaten the candy worms out of the spoon at the
Yeah,
telethons.
see,
And now I'm
after
bringing-
the live fish experiment, he's gone to candy worms. He couldn't have started with candy worms with us. Yeah.
What about the fact that he brought up the fish skeleton to us as well?
Well, he did that to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like,
So
please
what
kiss
they're
it.
what they're referring to is that Hobloth, 3 or 4, whichever one it was,
3
last year.
last year's Hobloth.
I walked around with I caught a fish, a real fish, and it was a catfish.
Now, did you catch that fish? Or
Yes, he did. It was the first time he ever caught a fish. You
first
didn't
time
read the
I ever
Daily
caught-
Britannian?
This is the first time I ever caught a fish on Richard's property, Castleton, in Austin. And my fishing skill went up significantly as I did
Because we
that,
know Princess
and
Kinga caught a fish as well, did she not?
She
Yes.
did. She caught two panfish. So she got the little pin for catching a fish.
Did you have your
And,
pack string on?
I did not. The pax ring had not been invented at that time.
Hadn't
If it
been
had,
found yet. That's right.
I would have gotten 2 fish at least. But anyway, so we ate the fish and we skinned it and
That's right.
down
Heather
to
of
a
Cove
carcass.
fried that fish up, man. That fish was tasty. I did get to try some.
It was good. And so at the end, with this big spoon that we used to wed other people at the event, through a wedding, this big spoon, we put the carcass on, and it's all on my Facebook page, a lot of these pictures. But I then ran around putting this fish carcass in people's faces just to see what the
Photo
reaction was
bombing
with the
everywhere
camera.
along the way. That's right.
And the best was these guys were practicing swordplay, and they were so serious practicing swordplay they would not be distracted by me shoving a fish carcass in their face. And I'm taking pictures of these guys, and they're like ignoring me, like, don't ignore that imposter or that intruder coming around. The instructor's like, just ignore him. He's a lunatic. He's a madman. And I
He's
did get
just
one
that
guy to
old
crack up.
fisherman from down in the docks. Ignore him.
That's right. So anyway, so that's the story of the spoon. The spoon will be there at Ultima Online 20th anniversary, and Richard and Star will be there. Anyone else who can, we're gonna take pictures, videos, whatever. We'll get it all out as best
Cool
we can.
deal.
And I'm having a great time. Thanks for having me on the show today, or having me.
Thanks for coming out and hanging
Oh,
out.
absolutely. And absolutely, Kendrick. You're old, man. When you was 20 and you remember playing it when it first came out. And Jack, what's going on over in your chat?
I remember fighting PKers outside of Trisnik.
Well, one day we'll have to get Governor Winfield on to regale us with how he became the master fisherman he was, and how the PvPers started battles over his fish. And it's a heck of a story, but we don't have time for that right now.
So to do that, Laz, I could bring pictures you can put on screen, because I have
Oh, absolutely.
some of that, and it'll help with the description. And I've got time this month to maybe do something like that.
All right. I'll hit you up later on today, and maybe we'll arrange to do that maybe sometime this week or right around the 20th anniversary when you get back.
And I'll search through my 20 years of archives of
Oh, there we go. There we go. We definitely got to plan that then.
All right, thanks.
Cool. But moving right along, it is that time of the day to start winding down and get out of here. But, of course, before we do that, we got to tell you about a few things. like that lovely NBNN app available out on the app stores for your mobile devices, where you can find it on the Google Play, the iTunes App Store, or the Amazon App Store. If you've got a mobile device, we've got you covered. You can get the NBNN app. There it is, Shroud of the Avatar app, right there on Jack's phone. It's got all sorts of great links, including links to NBNN Direct. You can listen to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. You can read the NBNN Daily Britannian, published 7 days a week. The radio is the next one over. You can check out the Shroud of the Avatar website. You can check out our podcast, which is below that. What is that, Soda Wiki up there? Soda Map. I can barely see it up on your screen.
The all-important Discord.
Yes. Discord. And, of course, don't forget you can catch the local updates and calendar happenings right there as well. And that's hosted on nbnn.info/calendar-html.
And that calendar is an aggregate of all of the available calendars that Laz knows about. And if you have a Google public calendar related to Shroud of the Avatar, you need to email news@nbnn.info. And that guy over there will eventually do something with it.
Right.
Like possibly add it to this list so that way I can read it out.
And coming up, I believe I may just do it this week and open it up next week. I actually have the Shroud of the Avatar community calendar where I can just add people to that. So if anybody's going to want access, so you can post your own without having to host your own calendar, do contact me. I'll add your name to that list, and you'll be able to edit and add events to the calendar yourself.
Yes. And don't forget, all times on the community calendar are Central Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia Time.
Nude Britannia Time.
At 12s and 6s around the clock, Monday through Friday, you can listen to WRFB.
WRFB. That rocks.
That is Radio Free Britannia. And listen to two idiots interpret the news so you don't have to. A little show called Lunch with us.
With us. These guys.
Yes. At 2 p.m. this afternoon, you can always join Sean Silverfoot of Pax Lair and discuss anything and everything related to the Pax Lair boroughs and community. That's the Sean Silverfoot's Pax Lair Town Manager Hour. Yay. At 3 p.m., EVL is doing their Euro Dungeon Crawl, which meets on the overworld map outside of Owl's Head. You just need to contact Wintermute Offcoff for more information. At 7 p.m., EVL is having another overworld map gathering at 7 p.m.
Monster Mash.
Yes. And they plan on doing the Monster Mash dungeon run, and that's going to be led by none other than Zenny. Yes. And fronting with EVL is not your thing, and you'd much rather join the Jade Dragons.
The Dragons.
You need to contact Malhari for the dungeon run of Chilblain's Compendium of Pain and Suffering. Where you listen to Watch with Lass and Jack over and over and over again for hours at a time.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Talk like a pirate day until you get out of Chilblains.
Yeah, something like that. At 7 p.m. on Radio Free Britannia.
WRFB.
That is the 70s at 7, followed by at 10 p.m. Same place, the Record Room.
That's right. Little history lesson in rock and roll every Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. with my dad and his partner Tommy, giving you all sorts of interesting information about music that you probably never heard.
Yes. Don't forget, if you're having a problem figuring out how to get to Radio Free Britannia, it's the website
WRFB.rocks.
WRFB.rocks is the website. You can go to it, or radiofreebritannia.com.
That's right.
But It is time for
Or
us
you
to...
can just tune in one of these little boxes on your ether vibration amplifier in-game and just tune into Radio Free Britannia. Just click on the radio and select Radio Free Britannia and click on play.
Yep.
And we'll tell you more about that right here, because we're going to go ahead and tell you that, of course, you are watching watching NBNN and listening on WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And we do this 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. If you can't view us, you can listen to us. If you can't listen to us live, get the app and you can listen to the podcast. They're usually up by 3 Eastern time, and until the next one's posted the next day. But of course, we are the only show on the air that invites you, the audience, to come join us live 5 days a week and talk to us, ask questions, and tell us what's going on in your world. Of course, Think Pink is going strong already in September. I got to thank everybody out there who are already starting to make their donations to the cause. We haven't officially started the full campaign, but of course it is open and ready for contributions. And for those of you folks out there who are already donating, we really got to thank you guys for really just giving this a nice kickstart, or kick in the pants as it may be, here in September. For more information, check out the airyfund.org and look at the active campaigns, or check out the latest posts on the forums with all the community events. If you have an event you want to run during the Think Pink promotion, community cause, go out to the site, and there's a sign-up sheet, much more, and we'll be telling you about that the closer we get to October, and telling you about all those great events. Coil more wands, putting the magic in your hands. Scroda Music. It's Scroda. It's music. The Britannian Mining Company, of course, wants you to come check out all their vendors down at Market Road, located in Black Rock Cove in the Quell region, right next to the town of Exeter and the Exeter Mines, for your mining convenience and pleasure for those of you miners. RelicsByRill.com for all your licensed Shrouded Avatar swag, like the Oracle shirt that Jack's wearing, the Shrouded Avatar t-shirt that I'm wearing. That you can get hats, but not this hat. You can get patches. You can get this patch. And much more, like the NBNN I Love This Shit bumper sticker, only at RelicsByRill.com. And of course, if you want to save a little money, you use the promo code NBNN. When you check out, you'll save 10% at RelicsByRill.com. WRFB, bringing you all sorts of stuff throughout the week. Check out the schedule at WRFB.rocks for the latest in what's happening, or go to the community calendar at NBNN.info, and you can keep up on the latest happenings there. And of course, Shroud Marketplace for all your virtual vendable needs. If you need something in-game and you don't have the time and you just want to go out and buy it, ShroudMarketplace.com is the place for you.
Shroud Marketplace.
All about it.
Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. There's 65 different player vendors currently, and each vendor is responsible for maintaining their own inventory and setting their own prices. So if you're looking for all kinds of things related to Shroud of the Avatar, from accounts to game gold, Crowns of the Obsidian, cheaper than you can get them anywhere else, you need to check out Shroud Marketplace. And that includes extra special services like Scrota's music service thing, where $5 gets you
anything you want.
If you're looking for some help leveling, you can find that out there on Shroud Marketplace. If you're looking for some design help, or if you're looking for an in-game wedding, you can even find
arrows.
that. Oh, you love the arrows? The
I'm
addition
telling
of the
you,
arrows.
I just got to see this. Yeah,
anything,
100,000 arrows for $2.37. 50,000 arrows for $1.15. I love this shit, man. I'm telling you.
And teleports and recall scrolls. I mean,
yes, Pete. That's what Scrota says. You know, he wrote that copy, not us. Anything you want in game.
Yes.
He will smoke the baloney in game, I guess. Yeah.
For an hour.
For an hour. After the hour is up, you got to pay again.
Yeah. But if you're interested in selling your stuff, you just need to register for an account and then click on vendor registration, and you can start selling your things on Shroud Marketplace. It is by far the best place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. And that means it is actually time for us to thank the most important people around here, and that is you guys. Thank you for watching out on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on Radio Free Britannia. We couldn't do this without you guys, and we do it for you guys. So yes, as let's say,
that's
we
right.
love you guys.
Now, Pete, I gotta say, have you been really watching that long that you remember when this was actually a piece of paper?
It was a piece of paper.
I know. It was, and of course, thank you guys, everybody tuning in out on Twitch over there, everybody here in the studio, and everybody out there on Radio Land. Man, we got a lot of people on the radio today. Very cool. But we got to get out of here. We'll be back with more news, sports, entertainment, crazy, wild happenings, the latest hijinks and shenanigans right here inside Shroud of the Avatar tomorrow. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Yay. We lived through another show of no direction.
Yay. Yet another unscripted show in the books.
Yeah, the no plan, I think it really shows.